You're boarding a flight right now. You reach into your bag, pull out your credit card to buy a $7 bottle of water at the gate, and you don't even think twice about it. Meanwhile, 3 rows ahead of you, another traveler just walked into the lounge for free. She checked her bag for free. Her seat upgrade? Free. The hotel she's staying at tonight? She's not paying for it either. You might think she's rich. You might think she has some elite status you'll never qualify for. But I can tell you, after 16 years working those aisles, greeting thousands of passengers every single week, that woman is not richer than you. She just knows something you don't. I'm Sarah. I flew for 16 years with a major U.S. airline. First domestic, then long-haul international. I left 2 years ago, which means I can finally say out loud what I watched happen on nearly every flight I ever worked. The passengers who traveled the best were almost never the wealthiest ones in the cabin. They were the ones who understood their credit cards. And here's what nobody tells you. The travel credit card industry is deliberately confusing. The benefits are buried in the fine print, the timelines are complicated on purpose, and most people collect tens of thousands of points and then spend them on something worth a fraction of what they could have gotten. I watched it happen constantly. Passengers upgrading with cash when they had points sitting unused. Passengers paying checked bag fees when their card covered it entirely. Passengers staying in budget hotels when they had free night certificates expiring in their inbox. So today I'm walking you through 7 credit card perks that most travelers are either completely ignoring or massively underusing. Some of these will feel obvious once I explain them. One of them is going to make you check your wallet the second this is done. And by the end, you're going to know exactly how to travel the way the smartest passengers in that cabin travel. Not because of money, because of knowledge. Let's start with the one that costs travelers the most money every single year without them even noticing. Stop paying for checked bags when your credit card already covers them. Every single flight I worked, I watched passengers at the gate, frustrated, pulling out their credit cards to pay $50, sometimes more, to check a bag. And almost every time, if I could have leaned over and said something, I would have told them, check your wallet. Because the most common travel credit cards, the ones that tens of millions of people already carry, include free checked bag benefits that the majority of cardholders never activate. Here's what most people don't know. The benefit doesn't apply automatically just because you have the card. With most airline co-branded cards, you have to book the flight using that card for the bag fee waiver to apply. That's it. That's the entire requirement. Book with the card. And yet passengers pay the fee anyway because they booked with a different card out of habit, or they didn't know the rule existed, or they never read past the welcome bonus when they signed up. On a round trip with one checked bag, for a family of 4, you're looking at potentially $400 in fees that your card was always going to cover for free. Per trip, that number adds up across a year in a way that genuinely hurts. Here's what to do. Pull out every travel card you carry right now and search the benefits page for the words checked bag fee, not points. Not miles, that specific phrase. Write down which card covers which airline. Then make that card your default booking card for that carrier. Set a calendar reminder if you have to. This is the simplest possible change with one of the highest returns of anything I'm going to tell you today. That one was about fees. This next one is about access, and it is the perk that I watched change people's entire experience of air travel. And before I go further, if you want more of this, go ahead and hit that like button right now. It genuinely helps, and I have a lot more to share. Stop sleeping on your credit card's lounge access. I spent 16 years watching what happens in airport lounges, and I spent 16 years watching what happens to everyone who doesn't have access to them. The difference is not small: quiet seating, actual food, real drinks, showers on international layovers. Reliable fast Wi-Fi, no chaos, no screaming overhead announcements every 4 minutes. And now, thanks to a handful of premium travel cards, that access costs you nothing at the door beyond the annual fee you may already be paying. Here's what most people get wrong about this perk. They think lounge access means one specific lounge network. But several premium cards now offer access to multiple networks simultaneously. Priority Pass is the largest with over 1,300 locations worldwide. Some cards also include Centurion lounges, which are a completely different tier of experience. The problem is that passengers who have these cards either don't know the lounge exists at their airport, or they think there's a separate enrollment process they never completed. There is sometimes an enrollment step. You may need to activate the benefit or download a specific app to generate a digital membership card. I cannot tell you how many people have a card sitting in their wallet with lounge access attached to it that they have never once used because they never completed that 30-second step. Here's what to do. Go to your card's benefits portal tonight. Search for lounge access or priority pass. If you see it, follow the activation steps completely, including requesting the physical card if the program offers one. Then download whatever app is required. Next time you're at the airport, search your terminal before you go to the gate. You may have a room waiting for you that you've been walking past for years. That one was about comfort. This next one is about money that is sitting in your account right now that has an expiration date you may not know about. Use your annual travel credits before they disappear. This is the one that made me the most frustrated, as someone who watched the travel industry from the inside for over a decade. Premium travel cards, the kind with $200, $300, even $600 annual fees, almost universally include annual statement credits that offset a significant portion of that fee. Some include a $300 travel credit. Some include credits for specific airlines, specific hotels, rideshares, dining, streaming. The credits exist to make the card's value proposition undeniable on paper, and yet the credits expire. They reset on the card anniversary date, or sometimes on the calendar year, and the bank keeps whatever you didn't use. No rollover, no warning. No, hey, you have $240 sitting here with 6 days left. It just disappears. I know a passenger, a frequent flyer I saw regularly on my London route, who had a premium card with a recurring $200 airline credit. She used it religiously for 2 years. Then she switched jobs, started flying a different carrier, and forgot that the credit was still tied to her original airline. She lost $400 over 2 years because she never checked. She told me about it somewhere over the Atlantic, and the look on her face said everything. Here is what to do. Open your card's app or benefits page and write down every credit available to you, what it covers, and when it resets. Put a reminder in your calendar 60 days before the reset date. That's enough time to find something legitimate to spend it on, whether it's seat selection, a travel insurance add-on, or booking a future trip. Letting a credit expire is handing money back to the bank with a bow on it. Do not do it. All right, those first 3 were about things people are actively losing money on. But the next category is about something different. It's about what happens after something goes wrong. And something always goes wrong. Do not pay out of pocket when your flight is delayed and your card already covers it. This is the perk I wish every single passenger understood before they ever stepped onto a plane. Premium travel cards almost universally include trip delay protection. What that means is this. If your flight is delayed beyond a certain threshold, usually 6 to 12 hours depending on the card, and you incur expenses as a result, your credit card will reimburse you. Hotel stays, meals, sometimes transportation, up to a limit, usually $200 to $500 per trip. Here is what most travelers do not know. This is not a benefit you call to activate. It is a reimbursement you claim after the fact. And it requires that you paid for the original flight with that specific card. If you booked with miles or points or a different card, the protection may not apply. I worked a delayed overnight flight out of O'Hare weather. The kind of delay that meant nobody was going anywhere until the next morning. I watched passengers spend money on airport food, on taxis to hotels, on overpriced hotel rooms booked in a panic. Some of those passengers had cards in their wallets that would have covered every single one of those expenses. They just didn't know. The process is usually simple. Keep your receipts. Call the number on the back of your card and ask about trip delay reimbursement. Submit the documentation they request. That's it. Here's what to do right now. Before your next trip, flip over your travel card and look up its trip delay protection terms. Know the threshold, know the coverage limit, and make sure you're booking flights with that card. When delays happen, and they will, you want to already know what you're entitled to. And if this is helping you see your credit card differently, go ahead and subscribe right now and hit the notification bell. I share this kind of insider knowledge regularly, and you don't want to miss what's coming next. This next perk is one that people either love or are completely intimidated by, and that intimidation is costing them thousands. Stop cashing out your points for gift cards or cash back. This is the mistake I saw from the outside looking in, and it is staggering. A passenger with 200,000 points on a travel card redeems them for $200 in cash back. That same 200,000 points, transferred to the right airline partner and booked into business class on the right route, can be worth anywhere from $2,000 to $4,000 in seat value. That is not an exaggeration, that is the actual math. Most major travel cards have transfer partners. Airlines, hotel programs, sometimes both. The points transfer at fixed ratios, usually 1-to-1, and the value you get from those transfers in premium cabins is dramatically higher than any flat redemption. The card companies know this. They also know that most people find the transfer process confusing, so they make the simple cashback option extremely visible and the transfer option slightly harder to find. The key phrase you need to know is sweet spot. Every airline frequent flyer program has award pricing that is disproportionately valuable on certain routes. Business class to Japan, premium economy to Europe, first class domestically on certain carriers. These are the redemptions that make points worth holding on to. Here is what to do. Look up the transfer partners for every travel card you carry. Then spend 30 minutes researching which partner programs have the best redemption rates for destinations you actually want to visit. There are dedicated communities and tools that track this in real time. The learning curve is real, but the payoff is not small. Redeeming points for cash back is like selling a Rolex for scrap metal. That one was about strategy. This next one is about protection, and it's the kind of protection most people have no idea they already own. Use your credit card's travel insurance before you pay for a separate policy. Every year, millions of travelers buy standalone travel insurance for trips they're taking with credit cards that already include meaningful travel protection. And I understand why. The travel insurance industry markets itself aggressively. The booking platforms prompt you to add coverage right at checkout. It feels responsible to say yes. But if you already have a premium travel card, you may be paying for coverage you already carry. Here's what most cards include at some level: trip cancellation and interruption protection, baggage delay coverage, emergency medical evacuation in some cases, car rental collision coverage. The coverage limits vary enormously by card, and they are not a replacement for comprehensive travel medical insurance if you're going somewhere with genuinely high medical risk. But for the average domestic trip or even a standard international vacation, your card's built-in protection may be entirely sufficient. I had a colleague, another flight attendant, who bought travel insurance for every single trip she took for 7 years. She had a premium card the entire time. When she finally looked at the card's terms and compared them to the policies she'd been buying, she sat down and did the math. It was not a fun afternoon for her. Here is what to do. Download your card's benefits guide, not the marketing summary, the actual benefits guide. It usually runs 15 to 30 pages, and it's almost always available in the documents section of your account portal. Read the sections on trip protection, baggage coverage, and rental car insurance. Then compare that to what you've been buying separately. You may be able to stop paying for something you've owned for years. And now the last one. I saved this one for a reason, because it's not about fees or points or policies. It's about something quieter than that. It's about the experience of travel itself. Use your card's concierge service like it was designed to be used. Most premium travel cards include a 24-hour concierge line, not a chatbot, not a help center, a human being whose entire job is to handle travel logistics on your behalf. Restaurant reservations in cities you've never visited, sold-out event tickets, hotel room requests. Itinerary changes at midnight when you're stranded and exhausted. That service exists. It is already included in your annual fee. And the overwhelming majority of cardholders have never once called the number. I know why. It feels like something for other people. It feels like a luxury that comes with private jets and second homes, not with a credit card you applied for online. But that is not what it is. It is a practical resource that premium card programs built specifically because they know travel goes sideways and they know their cardholders need help when it does. I remember working a long-haul flight. A passenger in business class was visibly distressed mid-flight. She just found out her connecting hotel was overbooked. No room waiting for her. She had no idea what to do from 35,000 feet. I sat with her for a few minutes while we were cruising. I told her to call the concierge line on the back of her card the moment we landed. She looked at me like I'd told her something impossible. Like she'd never considered that the card in her wallet had a person attached to it. She found me at baggage claim after we landed. She said they'd already rebooked her into a different hotel, same neighborhood, actually better reviews, same rate. The call took 8 minutes. That is what this service is for. Here is what to do. Flip your premium travel card over and look for the concierge number. Save it in your phone contacts right now. Not for emergencies, just so it's there. The passengers who travel best are not the ones with the most money. They're the ones who know exactly what they have available to them before they need it. Now let me bring all of this together, because here's what all 7 of these have in common. None of them require you to earn more. None of them require you to fly more or spend more or apply for something new. They require you to know what you already have. Check bag coverage most people never activate. Lounge access that goes unused because of a skipped enrollment step. Annual credits that expire quietly with no warning. Trip delay protection that nobody claims because nobody knew to claim it. Points redeemed for $40 when they were worth $400. Travel insurance purchased for trips already protected. A concierge line that's been sitting on the back of a card for years. You don't have to memorize all of this right now. Pick one. Go look it up tonight. Just one thing from this list that you have never fully used. That's enough to start. Go ahead and like this video if it changed how you think about what's already in your wallet. And subscribe right now because next week I'm going over the exact mistakes people make when they redeem points for flights, and some of them are genuinely painful to watch. I'm Sarah. I flew for 16 years and I spent most of it watching people pay for things they didn't have to pay for. Not anymore, not you. See you on board.